They called her Cinderella because she slept by the ashes. The fire was her only comfort in a house where shadows whispered her name, where her stepsisters grinned too wide in the dark. But she endured it until the night of the ball. The invitation wasn't written in ink, but in red. The parchment smelled of smoke. And though her stepsisters laughed at her, sneering, she felt the pull. Something wanted her there. When her fairy godmother arrived, it wasn't light that filled the room. It was smoke and ash, twisting into the shape of a woman. Her eyes were hollow flames. She didn't wave a wand. She pointed, and Cinderella's rags melted into a gown of pale skin, stitched together with thread. Her feet bled as slippers formed, not of glass but polished bone. "Go," the figure whispered, "and remember, midnight is not the end, it is the beginning." The palace was filled with light, but the candles burned too low, their flames black at the edges. The guests danced without speaking, their faces pale, their movements stiff like puppets on strings. The prince stood waiting, his smile sharp, his eyes bottomless. He took her hand. His skin was cold. When they danced, the slippers cut deeper into her flesh, each step leaving a red mark on the polished floor. The other dancers clapped silently, their mouths open but no sound escaping. She tried to pull away, but the prince held her tighter. His voice was a whisper against her ear. "You fit the shoes. That means you belong here." The clock began to toll midnight. With each strike, the guests turned, their faces peeled back, revealing hollow sockets, grinning skulls. The walls of the ballroom pulsed, not stone but flesh. The doors vanished. Cinderella screamed, but her feet kept moving, her body bound to the prince's grip. The slippers fused into her bones, locking her in the dance. The final bell rang, and the lights went out. When the king's men opened the hall the next morning, the floor was empty. The guests were gone. Only the sound of footsteps echoed faintly in the shadows, the tapping of bone slippers on endless stone. They say if you listen closely outside the palace at midnight, you can hear her still, dancing, screaming, begging for someone else to take her place. Would you dare hear the next story?